Kobe, the 2004 team, by American standards, wasn't successful. Bronze, not gold. How much did you watch that team?
I watched it quite a bit. You know, I'm a fan of the game, so anytime there's basketball on, I'm watching it.
How much did you want to be a part of that team?
Oh, a lot. You know, I've always wanted to play for our country and represent, and I'm just very thankful to have this opportunity here.
Ultimately, why do you think that team wasn't successful?
Well, I just think that, you know, teams have caught up. I mean, basketball is a global sport now. It truly is, and you know, it's international players. Everybody's good as our players, and you know, they've been playing together for a while. They have a club system that, you know, I was obviously a part of, and growing up overseas, where you play together for a team for years, and you know, you start playing together when you're 8, 9 years old, and you play together when you're 30, 33 years old. And so there's a familiarity that they had over us, and I think that's why it was very important for Mr. Colangelo to kind of put in place the system of a 3-year commitment that was so crucial.
So what do you think the lesson was from 2004?
Well, that we're going to have to, one, take it more seriously and play with more passion and more of a sense of urgency. And the other thing is we're going to have to build a team together instead of just bringing in, you know, the best players and putting them all on one team and just going at it, because the competition now is much better than it used to be.
When you first came together to begin this quest, what did you think was the biggest challenge coming into '08?
Well, from a pure strategy standpoint, it was defending pick and rolls, you know, because they're, you know, international play. I mean, they're just brilliant at it. I mean, it's fun to watch. It's not fun when they're running it against you, but it's fun to watch because they're just absolutely brilliant. So I think that was one thing that we had to solve, was make sure that us guards do a good job pressuring the ball, and we do a better job communicating on defense.
Take me back to the first time you all got together as a team. You walk in, and, you know, Kobe, LeBron, Carmelo, D. Wade. What's the first thing that popped into your head?
Just a lot of jokes, actually. I mean, we were all just pretty light-hearted and just teasing each other and, you know, ribbing each other and just doing things that us boys do. But there was an undertone in the room of seriousness because we knew what we had to do. We knew what was at stake, and we knew what was down the road. So it was a great feeling from day one.
What was the moment where you felt like we're a team, we've come together, we're actually gelling like a team?
Well, you kind of sense that the first week of practice. You know, everybody was out on the court, and we were running, we were executing, you know, we had great ball movement, great togetherness, and I think those are just great signs. And it's always beautiful when you have guys that get along once you leave the practice court. And I think that's a testament to how well they put together this team, because all of our personalities mesh extremely well.
Chris Paul said something to me fairly interesting. He said, no one is bigger than the team, and no one on the team is afraid to tell someone they need to play better defense or that was a bad shot. How do you see that playing out in games or even in practice?
We have one goal in mind, and that's to win a gold medal. It's not, you know, to show anybody up or to be individuals. It's to win the goal. So everything that we say, everything that we do is about standing on top of that podium at the end of the day. So if somebody's blown an assignment, we'll say it. If it's a bad shot, we'll say it. And it's for the greater good.
How hard is it for guys who are superstars and starters and guys with egos to check that for the greater good?
I don't think it's that hard. To be honest with you, I think it's people make a bigger deal of it than it actually is. And for whatever reason, I just don't see it as being a problem.
If you had to pick one guy who most impressed you on your team during this whole stretch of games, who would it be?
Well, you know, seeing him in practice every day, Chris Paul, you know, I knew he was a bad boy, but he's really tough. He's really tough. I mean, obviously, you know, people don't get a chance to see Darren Williams play as much either. And I had the unfortunate pleasure of facing him in the playoffs, so I know how tough he is.
I'm interested a little bit in your Olympic experience off the court. What's the most interesting thing you've been able to do outside of basketball?
Well, going to the villages, I mean, that's been the most fun, I think, and eating in the cafeteria and all of us guys just going down there and just hanging out and being around so many other Olympians and just being a part of the entire experience, going to different events. That's been the most fun by far.
What was it like for you watching Phelps?
Oh, it was unreal. You know, we all just became fans. You know, you kind of lost sight of, you just forgot about everything. The only thing you were thinking about was them winning that goal, and just cheering them on and just screaming like, just like any other fan.
What kind of inspiration did you draw from it?
Well, I mean, it's a testament to individuals' hard work, and not only him, but the rest of our USA athletes in that pool. But him in particular, obviously, just doing something that I've just never ever seen before. I mean, that one relay that they had that one day where they set a world record by I think about 5 or 6 seconds. But I've never seen anything more impressive than that in person.
How much have you enjoyed being an Olympian?
I love it. I absolutely love it. I mean, there's no greater enjoyment than putting on that USA jersey and hearing the Star Spangled Banner before the game, and seeing USA flags waving in the crowd. I mean, it's really, I mean, it might sound cheesy or corny or whatever, but there's really nothing more special than that moment, and I mean, it's been phenomenal.
So you've enjoyed this Olympic experience. So how about 2012? Coming back?
You know what? If they'll have me back, if I'm good enough in 2012 to still play on the Olympic team, if I can keep up with the young guys, if they want me back, I'd love to come back.